Hi, my name is Amelia Cohos. I work at the Minneapolis Central Library that is part of the Hennepin County Library Resources. And I'm going to be sharing a couple of our business resources with you today. Real quick about Hennepin County Library. We are 41 branches in Minneapolis and suburban Hennepin County. In addition to that, we have an extensive online presence and database offering. And our collection, databases, and events are free and open to anyone, regardless of residency. As long as you live in the state of Minnesota, you will be able to access our database and collection. I'll talk about that on the next slide. I work at Minneapolis Central Library, which is the big library downtown. A couple of unique things about us for business purposes is to know that we are a member of the Foundation Information Network, also called CANDID, meaning we have a database of grants and can look for 990s for nonprofits and other funding opportunities. These really tend to be geared toward creative artists and nonprofits though. The database, however, is available in any Hennepin County Library branch, but assistance is only available at Central Library. Additionally, Central Library is also a patent and trademark resource center. We are one of 83 across the country designated by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and we can offer consultations and special search tools, examiner search tools, to people who are using intellectual property as part of their journey. In addition to that, we are a depository collection, and we have an extensive historic business collection and reference collection. So to access all of the databases that I'm going to talk about online today, you will need a library card. Depending on where you live, you've got two options for getting a card. For Hennepin County residents, you can apply online for an e-card. This is only going to grant you access to e-resources, but all the databases are included in those e-resources. Additionally, you can visit a branch with some kind of proof of Hennepin County residency, and they will issue you a physical card. And with that physical card, you have full borrowing privileges. If you live outside of Hennepin County, but in the state of Minnesota, you can also register your card with us. You'll start at your local public library by getting a card and a barcode number, and then you can call or chat or email us with our Ask Us phone service to register it with Hennepin County Library. Once you do that, you will have full borrowing privileges with us as well. All right, 4 databases, really going to talk about here. Only going to do screenshots for 3 of them though, just for the sake of time. We're going to look at Reference Solutions, which used to be called Reference USA, and it's really good for its directory purposes for building competitor lists, or if you are in the business-to-business field, potentially generating customer lists for you that way. Also going to look at Mergent Intellect. Mergent Intellect has a lot of offerings, but we're really going to just talk about the industry reports and the customer lists. And then we also have Gale Business. We have Demographics Now as one of our 3 Gale Business databases, which has spending and consumer information, demographic information, as well as neighborhood and traffic information. Finally, know that we do also have the Plan Builder as part of our Gale Business offering. And this is a business plan building tool. I'm not going to show this off. It's just too big and too complicated. But I am happy to meet one-on-one and walk through it a little bit with people. Mostly, I just really want you to know that it is here. A few quick points about the Business Plan Builder. It is available in multiple languages, and it's not using Google or machine language translation. That was developed by people fluent in those languages. There are both nonprofit and profit tracks. What I really like about it is that it helps you with your ideation and provides prompts and suggested keywords and things like that to use in your plan. Additionally, you can do a lean canvas, a full plan template, a pitch deck template, a financial projections, or break-even analysis. And everything in here can easily be exported or shared as an Excel file, a PDF, or a Word document. Okay. Here are a couple of screenshots from Reference Solutions. Reference Solutions, again, used to be called Reference USA, if you're familiar with that. Reference Solutions will let you build a list of companies based on a lot of different criteria. You can choose a specific industry, either by keyword or code, a specific geography. The geography could be a city, a state, a county, a zip code, a metropolitan statistical area, something like that. You can search by ownership type. Is it public, private? How much money do they make a year, and how many employees do they have? Things like that. For this particular example on the right, I believe I chose janitorial services companies in the Twin Cities MSA. And you can see you will get a result. I'm sorry, a list of names with executives or managers and contact information. You won't get email addresses. People do ask about this periodically, but you will at least get this contact information if you want to start some kind of mailing campaign or calling campaign. There is also an option to actually purchase the email addresses directly from Reference Solutions if you are interested in that, but the library doesn't mediate that, and you will be responsible for paying that. Each company that is verified by Reference Solutions, and they do verify pretty regularly, has this sort of information in it. The number of employees, sales volume, how long it's been in business, how long it's been in the database, some credit information and stuff like that. You will also be able to see when this was most recently verified. Almost every single record that is verified has been updated in the last 6 months. So it tends to be pretty reliable and trustworthy. You can also look at unverified records, which are, I assume, just information from the Secretary of State's website that Reference Solutions has not been able to make contact with. Next, I'm going to move on to Mergent Intellect. Mergent Intellect has industry reports, and the industry reports are from a company called First Research. These industry reports are updated quarterly. Here you can see I pulled an example that was updated just last month in July of 2021. And it has a lot of your sort of typical things you would find in an industry report. Here on the left-hand side, you can easily navigate with those click-throughs. It's going to have your SWOT analysis, some customer segmentation information, financial projections and industry growth projections, as well as ratio and benchmarking tools for you and your business plan. And there's lots of good graphics in here. You can easily snip them out, put them in your business plan, things like that. And generally, and you can cite that it came from First Research Industry Report, and that is going to be a respected name in the industry. Finally, Mergent Intellect also has a large database of consumer data. I will say these are real names and addresses and phone numbers of individuals. For this particular search, I did choose Ann Arbor, Michigan, and hope that nobody knows any of these individuals. But you can build files and download contact information for up to 20,000 people a day here. Sort of like in Reference Solution, you will build your list based on criteria. For this particular example above, you can see I chose Ann Arbor. Lifestyle for people who have interest in gourmet food and wine and cooking and natural foods and tend to have a higher income, higher disposable income. I could also choose demographics, like maybe I only want females or homeowners, things like that, and housing as well. People often ask where this data comes from. We're not entirely sure, probably a combination of credit card spending, online shopping and search behavior, as well as like loyalty clubs, like your Walgreens card or your Cub card or something like that. And then, as we mentioned, you can export the contact information for 20,000 people per search. Finally, I'm going to talk about Gale business demographics now. Of the 3 databases that I'm showing here, Demographics Now is definitely not the most intuitive, and I am happy to work with you if you do have any questions about this. But you can really tailor it to a specific geography. You can see in this example, I've chosen a zip code here in Minneapolis. You can also choose an address and choose a 1, 3, or 5 mile radius for a specific address. And again, you know, city, zip code, county, MSA, state, things like that. What's really nice too is that a lot of the information not only has current demographics, but has projections out to the year 2025. And those projections, I think, really strengthen a business case. Here is the 2019 consumer expenditures for the average household of convenience stores. And again, I know that this is going to be specific to the 55407 zip code, and I can see how much the average household here spends on beer and ale away from home, whiskey, other types of things. And if I were to scroll down, it would move on to all sorts of different food products and convenience store purchases. You can export any report as a PDF or a Word or Excel file. You can also sign in to Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive and send your report straight to Google or Microsoft through this service. Demographics Now also has Mosaic Reports, which are kind of psychographics or customer segmentation information. They have, and these are really helpful for learning how to market to a particular group of people. I can see, I'm not sure, I don't remember what zip code I used. It's probably still that 55407. This is only a small percentage of the households and the people in that zip code, but it kind of gives you a snapshot of who they are, how you can market to them. This is just the cover page for the report. And then it does go on to have even more detailed information. We'll talk about things like what motivates this group of people to buy? What kind of experience or features are they looking for when they enter a physical storefront? How are you most likely to reach them? Is it by TV, snail mail, radio, social media, email, things like that, which can really, really help strengthen your marketing plan. Finally, I just want to point out that Demographics Now, I mentioned it has traffic information. That's both car traffic and foot traffic. Here I'm only showing off the foot traffic, but I've chosen a downtown Minneapolis zip code, 55401. And you can see that there's not a lot of people that necessarily live in this zip code, but there are 56,000 people there a day. And knowing that, I think you could really put that in your business plan, say, hey, I'm thinking of opening up a donut shop here. I think I've got a good chance of doing well because there's 52,000 people here on there for work every single day, and they probably want to take a break in the mid-afternoon and get a little sugar rush. All right, that was my fast screenshot overview. The most important thing I want you to know is that you can certainly get more information. You can always call or visit a Hennepin County Library, and they should be able to at least get you started with some of these tools. It's also possible that they will refer you to set up an appointment. Probably best to do that with me directly, and you can just email me at this email address, acohost@hclib.org, and I will do that. Currently, I'm only doing virtual appointments. I'm working from home, but would potentially be able to do some in-person meetings beginning in 2022. That's the end of my slideshow. Thank you so much to Elevate Business for inviting me to present, and I hope to work with you soon in the future.